G'day all. I just wanted to talk about some tech acquisitions I made last night. So, start with this here. This is a socket 7 board. Don't know what chipset it is, don't know if it works. It's an ETEQ branded chipset. No clue what the Intel equivalent is, but it says 1997 copyright, so it might be the equivalent of something like a what do you call it, 430VX or 430TX. It has a Ward BIOS. You can see there. Has an Energy Star logo on there. So yeah, I think I'll chuck one of my Pentiums in here and see what it does. But this will probably end up being a spare that will just be floating around in case I need one of these. Here is a slightly newer board. It's an ASUS, what's the model number? P5B-E. This is a Intel P965 based board. So yeah, that's going to go in the workshop PC, which will replace the G31 ASUS that it's got, which that thing's an absolute piece of crap. Doesn't post. Well, doesn't post reliably, I'll say. So yeah, that's this should work. I know this has some sort of power issue, but I think it can be stabilized, and every time I was testing this out, it did post. I'll do a more in-depth video on this later, but either way, yeah. This here is an HP Elite 8300 convertible micro tower computer. As you can see, it shipped with Windows 7 and has a Core i7 3rd gen. I think it's a i7 3770, non-K. Has a Windows 7 product key for Home Premium. The info for it. So yeah, this should be a fairly decentish machine. Card I've stuck in there is I've upgraded the video card, which I'll show in a bit, but I've stuck an i7 240 in there, which is probably a bit better than the card it's already got. I haven't been able to find reliable information about the card it's got, so yeah, because the card's a bit weird. One doesn't have a proper sort of a model number, but when it comes time to have a look at that, if you know the model number of or if you know what sort of a card it is by its model number, because the model number of the card isn't actually what the chipset of the card is. So, but if you know anything more about it, then feel free to drop a comment about it. Definitely appreciate that. Speaking of which, here are 3 graphics cards and a CPU. This CPU is going in here. This is an i7 4790, sadly not K, but I was given this, so you know, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, that's that. This here is a TNT2 M64, 32 megabytes. Yeah, probably wouldn't go too badly in a Pentium 2 build, if I could get around to doing one of those. Here's an S3 Verge on, yes, S3 Verge. It's a diamond card. It's a stealth, whatever it is. Diamond 3D, Stealth 3D 2000, 2 megabyte variant. This may turn out to be a bit better than the card I've got in the P200 computer. So, if it is, I'll definitely swap it out. So, yeah. This is the card that came from the computer. So it's an AMD card, it's a Radeon. Unfortunately the fan's very kind of generic. Get the camera to focus in on it. It's just Radeon graphics. And underneath it says Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, model C090. I've done some research. If the card that I'm looking at is the same one as this, it'd be a 512 meg card. So, aside from that, don't really know much else about it. But either way, probably the Radeon card I've stuck in there at the moment is probably better than this. So, yeah, I'm just going to stick with that one. These two here, these are going to be a part of some of the reshuffling I'm doing, which this is also a part of. But I've got a computer which was sort of the guest computer if a mate came around and we played games together. Yeah, they'd use that'd be the computer I'd set up for them to use. But that computer is sort of quite outdated now. It's a Core 2 Quad Q9400, which is still a fine CPU. I'd still be fine, with that. Has DDR3, which once again is fine. The thing I'm more concerned about is the only GPU I have that fits in the case. The case is one of those small form factor ones. The only card I've got that works that fits in there is a 210. So anyone who's worked with them know that they are not that great. Sometimes even more crap than your integrated graphics. So that's going to be turned into a Media Hub PC, and that's going to go behind our TV and be just be plugged into HDMI behind there. This is where this comes in. This is going to be it's wireless. It's wireless. It's not Bluetooth, so it's got a dongle. Try and see if I can get that out somewhere. There we go. There's the dongle. So that's where that. So this is going to be plugged into the Media Hub computer, and it's going to be used to control it from the couch, just so that no one has to get up to use the keyboard, which would be quite inconvenient. I'll say that from experience. I didn't have one of these a while ago, and I attempted to set up the same computer as a Media Hub before, with a wired keyboard and mouse. It was not fun. So, I'll speak from experience there. So, yeah, the two things that are the most interesting at the moment, as you can see, is this. I'm just trying to get this going. It's a little bit dusty, a little bit dirty. I'll grab the monitor off and pop the cover off so you can see inside it. Yes, your fairly standard kind of crap here from HP, really. No real different to what they looked like, back in the 2000s, really. HP Carver, revision 8. Okay. Got 8 gigs of DDR3. I can certainly improve that later if I want to. Got PCI Express. 2 PCI Express slots. 3 PCI. Even has DisplayPort, so this isn't half a bad machine, especially with a 3rd Gen i7. But yeah, the only thing that I'm seeing inside here that I don't really like, well, a couple of things, but one of them is look at that proprietary mounting bracket for that CPU cooler. That ain't industry standard. Speaking of things for industry standard, that's your standard 4-pin power connector for your CPU. I don't know, if you're not overclocking it, maybe you don't need an 8-pin power connector, but either way, this is what bothers me. Those two white plugs are the power connector from the power supply. These 2 further ones here, those 2 black ones, are SATA power. So the power supply only has power that goes to the motherboard and CPU, and all the rest of it is comes from the motherboard. I think that this kind of thing is actually being sort of, or is going to be sort of standard in the next generation of custom PCs. It's a thing called 12VO. It's a standard that Intel set in 2019, 12 volt only. So yeah, the motherboard will have all of your headers on the board, and there is a tiny little power dongle like that. So yeah, yeah, this is probably just a very early implementation of that. This computer's from about 2013. Has copyright 2013 on there. So it's probably not too much older than this here. It's definitely a generation older though. So yeah, nice little blue light. Yeah, some parts of this case are a little bit of a rat's nest, but yeah, probably a lot of OEM builds are. So yeah, as you can see on like stuff you build yourself, you can do much better cable management and select much better parts. So yeah, anything you build yourself will always be better than anything you could buy from an OEM. It's just sort of a plain fact there. That's the GPU I've stuck in there, the R7 240 2 gig card. So yeah, I think I'll probably stick an SSD in here. This is an ex-university computer, so I've no idea what's on that hard drive. That's the thing. If you're getting rid of a computer, you should always destroy the data on the hard drive, or if you can't be bothered working out how to do it, there's a hard drive bracket on this computer somewhere, but either way, pull the hard drive and just take to it with a hammer, or if the data is important and you can't be bothered working out how to back it up, just pull the hard drive and stick it in a drawer, and get someone else to help you with it. But yeah, that's the thing. Data on old computers can fall into the wrong hands sometimes. No, we're very lucky that you'd be very lucky if the computer fell into my hands, because I always delete data off hard drives. I often wipe hard drives of computers before I use them, just for that reason, because you don't know what's on there. There could be Hell, I mean, there could be illegal stuff on there. You don't know. Um, there could be stuff on there that could get you into very serious trouble. Um, Long story short, always destroy data off a hard drive, or pull a hard drive from a computer before you give it away. So, yeah. As for this hard drive, I'm probably just going to pull it and put it aside. I think probably what I'll do is I'll probably sort of just see what's on the hard drive, not for interest's sake or anything like that, but just to see if there's anything that is important that needs to be gotten off. But I'd say being an ex-university computer, I'd say that they probably got anything important off of there before it was given away. So, yeah. There's no doubt about the fact this hard drive is factory original. It's got an HP part number on there. It's a WD Blue drive, SATA, 500 gig. So, manufactured date 12th of November 2013. So, yeah, it's definitely a drive worth keeping around. It's not too bad. I think probably at the end of the day I'll just end up formatting this and doing a brand new install of Windows on there. It has a Windows 7 Home Premium product key on the top of the computer, so I'll probably end up using that. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.